Bentonville, and we're gonna go to Crystal Bridges, and we're gonna stay the night in Bentonville and do some fun stuff there without a kid for a night. And then back to Fort Smith for a night to see his family. So look at them passed out. I have to prop her head up. It's been quite a week. Last week Harlow had pink eye and a cold, and then I felt kind of crummy because of that. And then this week I have all of this, and I had a pretty serious stomach virus, and I still am over the stomach part of it, but I just feel really tired. So this is going to be an interesting trip where we had planned a lot of walking and eating some fun things when I have not had an appetite all week long. So we'll see what kind of adventuring we can get up to. Where are we, Harlow?
We're in Fort Smith.
Fort Smith. Fort Smith?
We're in Fort Smith. And look who's here with us.
Corbin. We just got into town and ran by Carrot Dirt, which is a health food store kind of thing, to get a veggie sandwich for Colin and I to share for lunch and figure out what else to eat with it. But gotta tackle this stuff. So gotta eat as healthy as possible before we splurge a little bit this weekend. Good.
Pretty solid.
I had the lamb burger. Good. Maybe pass on the bison burger.
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't the amount of food. It was a lot of food.
I cook bison because it's like one of the few meats okay for me to eat. So maybe you're just used to my amazing bison burgers.
You have the best bison.
I don't know what that means. Clarify that even though we just went and ate crepes for dessert and you saw all of the food that we had at the restaurant, I need to clarify, and I need to get to some light. I barely ate at dinner the lamb burger, and it's not because it wasn't delicious, but you remember I mentioned that I had the stomach virus this week, and I just haven't been able to eat a lot of meat or anything really heavy, and the fries were pretty heavy. So it's actually in a box back there to take to the fridge at our hotel room. So just in case you were thinking, I consumed all of that and then went and got the small dessert crepe. Just letting you know, I don't know how that would have been possible. But the crepes were delicious. I got the turtle, so it had chocolate ganache, and then their homemade caramel and the pecans, and it was so good. And Colin got the apple pie. Yeah. So it had apples and walnuts and what else?
Homemade apple butter and salted caramel.
And I didn't try his because I was enjoying mine, and I knew I was gonna have trouble finishing that one. And he only tried like the very last bite of mine because he also was enjoying his. So good, and they were really nice. Highly recommend. And it has 5 stars on Yelp. That's basically unheard of. I rarely see restaurants that have 5 stars. Siri's telling us how to get back to our hotel. So yes, definitely recommend. That's the place to go. Next day, it's almost 12. I'd like to say we slept in. I woke up at 6:30 with cough. So we've been up for a while, but we just took our time and just watched TV, took our time getting ready, and just didn't do anything really this morning. Now we're trying to figure out where to go eat lunch, and we can't decide. So we're gonna drive a little bit. We've looked up some stuff on Yelp, but we're gonna drive, see what we see, look it up that way, and make a decision so we can eat a good lunch before we head to the museum. About 3 hours.
Yes.
And we saw the Frank Lloyd Wright house. It's free to do all of that, which is really cool. We got there and we actually had coffee, which was delicious coffee. So that was the first thing we did, and then we just saw everything in the museum and then went to the Frank Lloyd Wright house. And so now we're gonna go back down to the square. Might get more coffee. It's just a drizzly day, and we've been walking for 3 hours. So still haven't worked up an appetite from our big lunch, which we have leftovers again, because it was way too much food. We could have split something, but it was good. So now we're gonna go back, see what else we can find, even though it's drizzly, and what else we can do before we leave town. What do you think?
It's cool. Highly recommend.
I don't know like exactly the statistics how true this is, but one of the guys that was working there was telling another person that what we saw, which was a ton of stuff, what we saw was only 25% of their collection. So every time you go, you're gonna see different things. Now there's some stuff that they keep out, like I'm sure they're like really well-known pieces they keep out, but he said every time you come it's like going to a different museum because they just have such a large collection. So that's really cool. So I definitely want to come back. They even had stuff for kids, which I didn't really know that they were gonna have. They had a couple of little areas where kids could sit down and color, and then they had a room with books and art supplies and puppets and things just for kids. So if we wound up coming with Harlow, because I thought this would be something that we wouldn't want to bring her to, which I think I liked coming without her, because then we could definitely enjoy it and not worry about holding her hand or anything like that. But if we come back, there is stuff for her to do. So in case that was something you were wondering about, there is stuff for kids. I would say like she's about to be 4, and that's a good age because she can kind of like be interested in that stuff. So we will come back sometime eventually. Arkansas, you may not know that Walmart was started in Arkansas, and it was started by Sam Walton. And so Bentonville is the where the corporate headquarters, the corporate office is for Walmart. And a 5 and dime store that he had is in the Bentonville Square in the downtown area. So we went to that. There's a Walmart museum and a soda shop where I got a $1 root beer float, and Colin got some Yarnell's ice cream, which is an Arkansas made ice cream. So if you go to Bentonville, or basically anywhere in the Northwest Arkansas area, you're gonna see a lot of Walmarts. So that's a little history in case you saw, like in the video, wondering what all that stuff is that we went to. So I'm excited to go back sometime. I want to go to a museum, which is a children's museum. I want to take Harlow there. I've heard it's really interesting. And then we didn't have time to go to 21C, which they have in other cities as well, but it's a hotel, and they also have a museum, and we just ran out of time. So we walked around in the rain a little bit in the square again, and Colin got some coffee from Onyx, which we've had before. Like, people have brought us a bag of it, but we've never had it there, and he liked it. And then that's also the same coffee that they had at Crystal Bridges that we had, which was really, really good. So overall, good trip. Would return and hope to be back. And if you have been and there's more things that you think we need to check out or other people need to check out, then let me know. Leave a comment down below and let people know where to eat, what to check out, where to stay, things like that.